Hey there. Today we are going to explore one of the greatest mysteries in the history of ancient Egypt, the premature death of Tutankhamun, the famous pharaoh whose almost untouched tomb was discovered in 1922 by the renowned archaeologist Howard Carter. We will investigate the theories that have been proposed over the years and the mysterious events surrounding his tomb. Will we finally be able to unravel the enigma of Tutankhamun's death? Let's find out together. Tutankhamun was a pharaoh who lived during the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt, around 1332 BC. His ascension to the throne was marked by his youth, as he was only 9 years old when he became pharaoh. His premature death at the age of 18 has been the subject of speculation and mystery throughout the centuries. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb by Howard Carter in 1922 was an unprecedented archaeological event, as his tomb was almost untouched and contained a treasure trove of artifacts and riches that provided a unique glimpse into the wealth and power of the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. But after all, how did Tutankhamun die? We will explore some of the theories that have been proposed to explain this enigma. Theory 1. Death by disease. One of the most widely accepted theories about Tutankhamun's death is that he died from a disease, such as malaria or consanguinity. Recent scientific studies, including DNA tests and analyses of Tutankhamun's remains, have provided evidence supporting this theory. DNA tests have revealed traces of the malaria parasite in Tutankhamun's blood, suggesting that he could have contracted this mosquito-borne disease. In addition, the common practice of consanguineous marriages among members of the Egyptian royalty may have led to genetic problems and hereditary diseases, which could have contributed to Tutankhamun's early death. However, there are also arguments against this theory. Some scholars question whether the presence of the malaria parasite in Tutankhamun's blood would be sufficient to conclusively assert that this was the cause of his death. Moreover, other diseases, such as Kohler's syndrome, a rare bone disease, have also been proposed as a possible cause of Tutankhamun's death, raising debates among experts. Theory 2. Death by accident. Another intriguing theory is the possibility that Tutankhamun died as a result of an accident, such as a fall or a head injury. Some X-ray examinations conducted on Tutankhamun's remains revealed injuries to the skull, which raised the possibility that he may have suffered an accident, such as a fall or a blow to the head. Furthermore, the presence of a walking stick in his tomb has also been interpreted as an indication that he could have been a victim of an accident. However, this theory is not without controversy. Some experts argue that Tutankhamun's skull injuries may have been posthumously caused during mummification or during the archaeological excavations following his discovery. Moreover, the presence of the walking stick in his tomb may also have a different explanation, as this object was considered a symbol of power and authority at the time, and its presence does not necessarily indicate an accident. Theory 3. Death by murder. One of the most intriguing theories surrounding the death of Tutankhamun is the possibility that he was murdered. Over the years, several speculations and theories have been proposed, involving political conspiracies, poisoning, or homicide. Some scholars believe that Tutankhamun may have been the victim of an elaborate plot to ensure the rise of another pharaoh to the throne of ancient Egypt. Archaeological evidence has also been used to support this theory. For example, the presence of fractures in Tutankhamun's bones, including a fracture in the skull, has raised suspicion that he may have been a victim of violence. In addition, analysis of residues found in his tomb suggests the presence of toxic substances, which has fueled speculation of poisoning. However, like the other theories, there are controversies surrounding the possibility of Tutankhamun's murder. Some evidence may be inconclusive and interpreted in different ways, and it is difficult to obtain a definitive answer to this question after so many centuries. Mysterious events surrounding Tutankhamun's tomb. In addition to the theories about Tutankhamun's death, there are also mysterious events surrounding the discovery and opening of his tomb by Howard Carter in 1922. Many claimed that a curse of the pharaoh was associated with the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb, and a series of deaths and misfortunes were attributed to this alleged curse. This legend gained great publicity at the time and captured the public's imagination, further fueling the mystery surrounding Tutankhamun's death. However, many scientists and experts argue that these events can be explained by coincidences, cultural factors, and other scientific explanations. After analyzing the main theories and mysterious events related to Tutankhamun's death, it is important to note that there is still no definitive answer to how he died. The evidence is inconclusive, and the theories are based on speculation and interpretations of limited data. The theory of illness is a plausible explanation, considering that the young pharaoh had fragile health and suffered from various medical conditions. However, the exact cause of his death is still uncertain and requires further scientific and archaeological investigations. The theory of accident is also a possibility, with evidence of injuries to Tutankhamun's skull and the presence of a walking stick in his tomb. However, this evidence is not conclusive and may have alternative explanations. The theory of murder is intriguing, but it is also based on speculation and ambiguous evidence. Although there are indications of fractures and the presence of toxic substances in his tomb, there is no concrete evidence to prove murder. As for the alleged curse of the pharaoh, many scientists believe it is a sensationalist legend, and the mysterious events associated with the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb can be explained by other factors. In summary, Tutankhamun's death remains an unresolved mystery. Further research and studies may provide new information and insights into the circumstances of his death, but at this time, there is no definitive answer to how he died. If you've made it this far, it's because you like the content. Am I right? Seriously though, I haven't asked you for anything yet, but I need to know if you enjoyed this video. So to make sure of that, click on the like button. And to not miss out on new content that I post every week here on the channel, also click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That's the best way to become part of our community. What do you think happened to King Tut? Leave your comments down below. I think he died from illness. What's your opinion? Want to help our community grow? Then I ask you to share this video with your family, friends, and colleagues. There's one last thing I need to tell you. Ever since I was a kid, I've been passionate about ancient Egyptian culture and history in general. My parents always had a lot of books and collections at home that told the stories of our civilization. That's why I'll leave a link in the description for some material that might interest you. I'll also include 2 more complimentary links further down. After all, this channel exists to create a learning community on the internet. If I can ignite the spark of curiosity in you to learn, then my mission will be fulfilled. I'm very grateful that you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next video.